Okay.
So, you good?
I mean, I'm okay.
Good. I don't have to ask you.
I'm all right.
I know you're
guess.
good.
I mean, this is your show.
I would like you to be comfortable on the show.
I'm very comfortable.
I just want you to be comfortable now. Take that top off.
Yeah.
That's what this is all
Do me a
leading
favor.
to.
Lose the shirt.
Just get that shirt right off.
No, we'll do that after the podcast.
Yeah.
No, into the mic.
Do it in the mic.
I want to hear that fabric lifting in the mic.
You want to hear all that
As it
sheer
gently rubs
fabric
against your
ripping?
skin.
Is that what you want to hear?
Oh my god. Keep going.
Want those short shorts piled up on the floor?
Shit.
Hello, you beautiful freaks, and welcome to a brand new episode of Frequels. I'm your host, EJ Leeson, and with me today is that cutie patootie, Rory Colorasi. What's up, buddy?
I legally changed my name to Cutie Patootie.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So does it say patootie cutie on
It does.
your license?
It does.
Oh, okay.
It's not as effective if you read it that way, but I stand by my decision.
I think we should just call you patootie cutie anymore.
Yeah, I think you should. If you see me in the streets, please
yeah.
leave me alone.
Just stop. Don't mess with them, all right? Also, very special guest, one of our freaking favorites, one of the best actors to ever grace our land of America.
We'll be talking about that.
Yeah. Mr. Tommy Tomeo. What's up, baby?
Hey, how you doing?
Welcome
how's
back.
everybody doing? Yeah, it's great to be here. I really liked your show.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Long time listener.
Long time listener, second time caller. I believe I called in around this time last year.
That's right. Yeah.
And the shockwaves are still being felt.
The return of the Tomeo.
Return to the tomato. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Yeah, we're gonna do something.
Hell yeah. So what's up, guys? What's new? Rory, do you want to start us off? Like, see any new movies or anything?
Yeah, I saw. You know what? No, we're gonna shift it over to our guest.
You know
Yeah.
what?
Let's go to Tom. Like, tell me, what's some new stuff you watched recently?
Some new stuff I've watched recently. Well, if we're talking about film and TV, I really haven't watched anything new. My twist right now is I've been watching a lot of instructional videos on YouTube. I've gotten into, I'm a dead ass for real, as the kids would say, no cap on God, FR. No, I've been getting into 3D modeling, so I've been watching a lot of old computer animation from the 80s and 90s, and I've been watching a lot of tutorials on how to extrude vertices and whatnot, so I can make cool things like a table and a chair and a ball that bounces, and maybe move on to something more intense, but just something to do, man. A little hobby to get into. I'm having fun with it.
Yeah,
so that's pretty much what I've been into. And then of course, just doing the theater scene and the local rigmarole and whatnot.
Yeah,
Cool.
Talking about recent theater experiences, right? You just crushed it in the Shakespeare's Scottish play.
Oh my goodness, I did. Yeah,
Playing the lead.
Yeah, that was wild. That was an experience. It really was. That was way off character in a way, I guess, because everybody's used to me being a goofy weirdo. So now I have to sit there and play it straight 100%.
And you did, dude. One thing I mentioned right away after seeing the show before, I was like, I loved your Errol Flynn kind of.
You like that?
Thing.
You like how I got that to a razor point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was sick. I was like, I love that.
I was like, yeah, we're going to put that in there, see if anybody notices. And sure enough, EJ's like, yeah, there it is.
And
I knew he was going to do that.
You freaking killed it. The dinner scene.
Yeah, I killed a whole bunch of things.
You killed a lot in that show.
You killed a lot.
Yeah,
On and off the stage.
Yeah.
I sure did.
Banquo, that scene with Banquo, the ghost.
Man, that's
that dinner scene.
My buddy.
That
Sup,
scene,
B?
you were amazing. You were that was like my favorite acting
like
I've
that?
ever seen. Yeah, it was so good. I'm not even joking. It was
Cool. Thank you.
phenomenal.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I don't I imagine you couldn't see me in the audience. I was in like the front row, but I was beaming the whole time because I was so impressed by you. Because I know I've been in a play with you before, and I know you're a very good actor, and at times I've seen you perform. You're right, like you play a lot of very funny roles, but like I was like mesmerized by you, and it was like really cool because I know you. Like at one point, like you were delivering one of the monologues. And I just kind of like nudged Becca. I'm like, he's fucking awesome. She's like, no, shut up.
I elbowed John Cena. I'm like, dude, he's awesome.
I felt like that little girl in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's like the best acting I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's how I definitely felt the same.
If it sounds like we're just like complimenting our friend, it's really not just that.
no, he is incredible.
It's a really good.
You can glaze me, man. That's all good.
All right, because we actually started a fan club.
All right, man.
We started selling T-shirts and everything.
Yeah, we started Only Toms.
Yeah, onlytoms.com. Only Toms. No, but your acting, it was incredible. I was so proud of you, and it just blew my mind how
thank you.
Because we get to hang out with you all the time, and so to see you just, it was outstanding.
Well, people paid for it, so I had to put it all out there, man. I wasn't gonna be like, we got your money, you kiss my ass, Because you get that a lot in entertainment nowadays too, man. You don't like it, I don't care. We got your money.
Yeah,
I don't care what you think, man. We got paid so you can get banned. And I'm like, that's not cool, man.
Yeah, that's not cool.
I like the fact that when you're on stage, like your eyes are just completely locked on you because you just have like this awesome presence and energy.
Well, okay.
I'm just saying, I would not say
Rick
this.
James.
Rick James.
The thing I'll say
Got
to you,
an
Tom,
aura.
I definitely would not say this to you if I didn't mean it. Like, I'm not one of those people that's just kind of like, I'm going to give you a bunch of advice. It's not good for you. But I'm like, yeah, whenever he's doing anything, I'm going to check it out.
Yeah. No, seriously. Just outstanding.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No, seriously, take your clothes off. All right. Here we go.
We'll do. Don't you worry. There'll be a lot of that going on.
I'm sorry, America. This is only a podcast.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a lot of that going on. Don't you worry.
Yeah, there's a point in this movie where they just randomly take their clothes
They don't
off and
stop.
They just don't stop. No, so we'll do it at that time.
Yeah.
Right? Like when they're changing clothes, we could just
Like,
be
Tom.
changing our clothes. Yeah, Tom.
You're up.
Gear up, baby.
It's gonna be an interactive version of Freakles today. When you hear the beep, start stripping.
Exactly.
You can play at home. In the car, you can play along too.
So, aside from that, Tom, you said you've been watching a lot of instructional videos.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
I know it's not artsy fartsy, but I'm trying to create artsy fartsy with like my computer.
That's the way to do it, man.
Yeah, and then maybe I could do some awesome, make a 3D Freakles logo or something. Shit, man.
That's
And
sick.
then, you can put it on your YouTube channel, and then you hear like, yeah, this is Freakles, man. And I'll be like, yeah, I made that.
I made that, brother.
Yeah, and I'll put like streamers on it, put it on a motorcycle, and go brrrr.
Maybe some glitter. That's my only request.
Glitter.
Something nice
Then
and
we'll
sparkly.
make it take its clothes off.
Yeah.
That's more like it.
That's the kind of podcast this quickly turned
Yeah,
into.
we're gonna put it in something sheer.
We're like all about getting canceled these days.
Yeah.
I saw a movie
Yeah, what'd you
over
see?
the weekend.
What?
So I went to the theater, and I was very excited about seeing this movie. It's called The Penguin Lessons.
Oh, I want to see that actually really bad.
Yeah. So Adrian Brody's very lucky that this movie came out this year because that penguin would have gotten that fucking Oscar. All right.
Probably would have given a shorter speech too.
Yeah, he would have. It would have been right to the point. Dude, I'm not even kidding. That penguin does give a very good performance. You know what's going on with that penguin the entire movie. And the actor that's in it, I've seen him in stuff before. Steve Coogan.
Yeah.
And he's perfect, like in that movie. like he's pitch perfect in that movie.
He's such a great actor.
Yeah.
I loved him in Stan and Ollie.
Okay.
About Laurel and Hardy.
Oh yeah.
He was phenomenal in that. That was another movie that kind of like
Fell by the
came and
wayside.
went, and it should have gotten more recognition.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Like the movie itself. It's like it's a very lovely movie. It's like perfect for grandma. That's probably a nice way to put it.
Yeah.
But I really just have a thing. I saw the trailer and I'm like, there's a penguin in it. I need to see it. If there's an animal doing anything in a movie, I'm there. It's got my money.
Yeah.
The other thing that I'm gonna probably dole this out slowly over some episodes, but I'll just say I finished the second season of Twin Peaks.
Yes.
Because I've been talking about watching it for the last few episodes, and yeah,
You're like
perfect.
powering through
Perfect,
it.
yeah.
Man.
I think I got what you were doing right there. It made me happy. The finale, I won't say anything about this for anybody who hasn't watched the show because I would just not want to spoil anything because it's just one of the most like important things in the world to me right now. But the second season, the finale, about midway through it, I got to a point with it where I was like, oh, this is a TV show.
Yeah.
And it was on like what 1991 when season 2 aired.
I think so. Yeah,
And-
91.
And you're just like, so like David Lynch is like 20 some years ahead of everybody else at this point.
Yeah.
Because like we're so used to seeing TV shows produced very like cinematically now. Like you have like a Game of Thrones or like even like Breaking Bad. You know,
Oh,
like
of course, yeah.
they're shot so well and they feel like very long movies. But way back in 1990, David Lynch made the show that the shots in it, the transitions, the performances, just the score. The score is one of the best scores ever. And that also counts for that Fire Walk With Me movie. Like the music on that is like burned into my brain now since I watched that. Oh, yeah. By the way, I watched that too.
Did you watch that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one.
I'm like Dave Gonzalez said this on our one episode. I don't know if we were on or off mic when he was talking about this, but I completely agree with. Like he was like saying it's like one of his top favorite actresses in a movie, like the performance.
Who, David
Yeah.
Lynch?
Yeah.
David Gonzalez Lynch.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
But like I'm watching the movie and I don't think I've been moved by a character like that in a very long time. Like Laura Palmer, that character, it just like got right into my heart and it made me feel all these different things. And I think anybody listening to this right now, if you have not started watching Twin Peaks, watch it, finish the second season, and then watch the movie. It's a prequel. It's all the lead up to how we get into the show, sort of. Because sometimes it's a sequel. But it's so fucking good. But most importantly, I saw a movie starring a penguin. What did you see?
I only got to see one movie, and it
Thank
was
you there.
Death of a Unicorn. And
How was that? I didn't see
was-
it yet.
It's weird because I would say the
didn't
first
like
30, 40 minutes are really, really slow. But as soon as something happens,
Is
it
it the
picks
death
up
of a
and
unicorn?
Well, no. That part is very, very slow. But the parents of that little unicorn come and like
Oh.
start killing people. That's when it gets really, really good.
See, it sounds good.
Yeah. It was weird because like Jenna Ortega and Paul Rudd are in it.
Not a
and
friend of the show.
Jenna Ortega, not
She's
a fan
not a
of
fan.
the show.
I just saw the other day she unsubscribed to our YouTube channel.
Oh man.
Oh, dude, that's it, bro.
Yeah,
yeah.
she was like, I don't like all the sass, is what she said.
I don't like all the sass.
That's what she said.
She said that.
Shouts out Jen Ortega.
I think.
Sorry.
Yeah. I think it's just like one of those you could wait on it. Like it's not like a rush to see. You know, like I. It's not that I didn't like it, but it just wasn't where it could have been.
You remember when going to the movies was like, you have to see this in the theater?
Yeah.
I've heard that so much from people anymore where they're like, yeah, I saw this movie. And I'm like, did you like it? They're like, yeah, I liked it. Don't hurt yourself to see it.
Yeah. Will Poulter is amazing.
I
He's
like
like
him in general.
the best part of the whole entire show.
Yeah.
He's such a great actor. I can't wait to see him like in more stuff. Every time he's in anything, he's always outstanding. But yeah, I feel like Will Poulter kind of steals the movie a little bit for me. But other than that, that's all I saw. Besides the movie we're covering today,
You should see the Penguin movie.
I definitely plan on seeing that. Yeah.
Hey, speaking of the Penguin, he was played by Burgess Meredith. And speaking of Burgess Meredith, we got a tie-in.
Oh yeah. So today we're covering a movie from the early 80s.
1982 to be exact.
And this movie is it spawned a few
movie.
sequels. It spawned a few sequels.
Boy, it sure did.
And it is a movie for sure.
And we covered the sequel already with Tom Tomeo here.
Do you remember that, kids? Remember the driller killer?
Well, he's back.
Yeah, remember Courtney?
Remember her from
Remember Courtney? Because she's back.
We are covering a Slumber Party Massacre with the expert himself on the Slumber Party Massacre movies.
You're our scholar on the franchise.
Yeah, fantastic.
He knows everything from, that there's a killer in it and that he kills some girls.
Yeah.
All the important stuff.
Please, please, yeah, hit me up.
How many times have you watched this movie?
Yes. Too many times.
No, you.
Yeah, because true story. When I was on here before, I wasn't sure what to expect, so I watched this and then I watched the sequel like 3-4 times each because I didn't know what they wanted from me. So yeah, now
And then you
for
got
better
here.
or for worse,
You're the
I am
certified
like
expert.
literally like a Slumber Party Massacre.
So
expert.
you put all that prep in, and then
Yeah.
you get here and you realize that we put minimal effort
Yep.
into our projects here.
Yeah.
But that's just the way I roll because you, dear listener, deserve the very best.
Listen to him lying to our fans. You don't
Just
deserve
lying.
shit. Don't listen to
yeah.
him.
Yeah.
I tell the truth even when I lie, Chico.
A razor remote. But yeah, no, I totally I enjoyed watching this again. It's been a while since I've watched it. And I don't know. I enjoyed it, but it's definitely
We'll get
not
to it.
like a
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll get to why.
We'll get to
Because
our
I also
ups
have
and
some,
downs of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have
This
some
is-
feelings on it
yeah.
too. So
No, this is
We'll get there.
definitely a product of its time.
For sure.
Absolutely.
for
Yeah.
sure, it's like about 4 or 5 different movies that were popular at the time smashed together.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
I do have to give credit. So like we'll get into the breakdown. Let's just go.
yeah,
Let's
let's go for
do
this.
Let's do it. So the film starts with its opening credits, and
Killer title card.
killer title card, and the music in
Killer
this movie,
organ.
the score is like really good.
So I agree 100%. And I said to Becca, I wish the score was in a better movie. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I wish that score would have been perfect for like a movie that takes place in like the autumn,
Yeah, man, it's so
not
good.
in Los Angeles.
Yeah,
bright sunny morning. Downtown Los Angeles sounds kind of creepy. No, just another day in the bird.
yep.
It's got like a
another
real
day.
great like atmosphere to it.
Yeah.
the music, and it doesn't really fit the film, but I really love the score.
The score is
So
outstanding.
props.
Yeah, so
there
props to the person who did the score. So we see this paper boy, and he's trying to bike uphill. I was
It's a
like,
metaphor for the director.
I mean, it's a metaphor for the entire film if you look at the history of the screenplay.
yeah, I think I think there's a lot of metaphors in this movie, and that is definitely one of them. But as he throws out the papers, we see that on those papers, the headline is that a mass murderer named Russ Thorne has escaped, and you're like, whoa. Okay, I know where this is going. I know who the killer is.
I know who the killer is.
Yeah, there's no mystery for this one.
No.
One thing I want to say though, I don't know if you guys had the same experience, but how I watched this movie, it looks like there's just shit all over the lens.
Oh, okay. Did you watch it on Tubi?
I did not watch it on Tubi, no.
Oh, okay.
Because it looks like when they were filming the movie, there might have been some shit on the lens that they forgot to clear off.
Yeah.
Because that'll happen if you don't take care of your lenses. You're going to start getting like weird little spots. And
Yeah.
And
It could be that or like a bad print. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's not something. I'll be
Yeah.
honest. That's not something I noticed. But then again,
Yeah,
my,
I watched
my,
it on
my
Tubi,
copy
so-
was pristine. I don't know about you.
I have my original.
I had the 8K remaster of this one. There, top knot.
I watched it off Tubi and it looked pretty good.
Oh yeah,
Like,
mine was
clear,
on. Mine
so
was on
that's why.
Prime. So
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I watched it on Prime with ads.
Yeah. Same
Oh, yeah.
Tubi with ads.
You know?
Hey, Shudder, way to keep it real.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Keeping
shouts
those
out.
fucking ads out of that.
Shouts out, Shutter.
Streaming service.
Yeah.
Hey,
Bastard.
Shudder, if you ever want to.
Sponsor.
There you go.
So then we cut to Trish, who is kind of like our main character.
Oh my God.
Or at least one of the main characters.
The
in
movie
this
didn't
movie.
decide on who the main character was.
Yeah,
So she's a few of them.
right. She's like one of two.
One of at least.
No, she's
three.
definitely a protagonist.
Yeah.
Let's say that.
Yeah,
She is
she's a protagonist of the film. So she's waking up and she's getting ready for school, and we find out that her parents are going away.
Well, before when she gets out of bed, though.
Yeah.
Was the nudity written into the script?
Well, from what I understand, yeah, because like
Is there
we're
a
not
need
even
for it?
we're not even 5 minutes, and the director's like, "All right, I need you to take your top off.
She's like, what?
You're gonna wear something." I mean, this is gonna be a running theme for this entire film. Everybody's wearing something sheer, even the boys. And yeah, everybody's just disrobing because it's a slumber party, and naturally, that's what people do at a slumber party. But I digress.
See, like you're saying it very elegantly. That guy who told her that was probably like,
Probably not.
like
He's probably
sweating.
sounding like
Yeah.
this. That's probably what the schmutz was on the lens. He's like,
I believe we got schmutz on the lens, but it looks good with
Let
it.
me wipe that. Here you go. See, that adds a little bit of like a haze to it.
he got that some of his tobacco on the lip.
It's like a smoky Los Angeles morning.
It wasn't a fog machine used in this. It's just his smoke,
Some guy
like
just
from a
blow-
cigar. Yeah.
He's
But
like
I
John Carpenter did it in Halloween.
but
Yeah.
I getting back to your point a little bit. This screenplay was originally written by a feminist activist. Her name is Rita Mae Brown, and she originally intended to be a parody. Like, this is kind of like one of those incredible Melting Man situations where
Interesting.
they write it. I want it to be a parody. I want it to make fun of the genre. And, of course, the suits get a hold of it. And like, you know what? We're going to film this as straight-laced as completely possible.
Don't wink at the audience.
Which is why we hired this director here, and he says here that he demands lots of sheer clothing. Well, you see where this is going. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, this, again, that's why I said this is definitely a product of its time. This is the early 80s. It's a slasher flick. It's for the kids. And back then, the kids, that's what they wanted.
Yeah. It's funny that you said that about. I didn't know it was written as a parody at first.
But, like, it makes
now that
sense
you
now.
said that, it feels like some people knew that, and then some people didn't.
purposely acted like they didn't.
Right. Yeah. They're like, I feel like there's points in this movie I'm like, oh, this, yeah. Now that it all clicks, like that makes
So-
sense. Yeah.
That's why.
Oh, wow.
That's why you're gonna see what you're gonna see, baby.
The Maui Wowie, baby. Let's get to it.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're gonna get to that. Don't you worry. But first, we need to have a nice, long, lingering shot of this nubile young woman in various states of undress.
Yeah.
And while that's going on, we got the DJ from KDED. That's when you hear the scream. It's like,
Yeah.
that's right, you're our winner. And then the woman on the phone's like, oh my God, what I get? Did I win $1 million? He's like, no, even better, you got a KDED t-shirt. Oh, and then Trish shuts it off.
Yeah. She's like, oh.
In this movie, I don't wear T-shirts.
No. And she's like, I don't need this.
Yeah.
So yeah, the first of many long, lingering shots of nubile young women in various states of undress.
Yeah. And so we find out
plot
that
thickens.
Trish and her parents, well, her parents are going away. They're leaving and going out of town.
Yep.
And that her neighbor, Mr. Content, will be around if needed. And Mr. Content sounds like a name like you would hear on TikTok or something. Yo, it's Mr. Content.
No,
Smash that like button.
That's
Mr. Content.
Yeah, nah, it's the mixture of that, but he's definitely got that like 80s sitcom neighbor energy because he's
Yeah.
standing right there while mom and dad are getting everything packed in the trunk, and dad's like, "Come on, honey, we're gonna be late," and mom's like, "Okay, now lock the doors and shut the doors and lock the windows." And then Trish, is like, "Mom, I'm 18 years old. Nothing's gonna happen."
Yeah.
And mom assures Trish, excuse me, I had a little frog in my throat there.
Literally.
That right
It's weird.
assures her that everything will be okay because Mr. Content, hit that like, smash that like button.
Smash that
We're gonna be
like
checking
button.
on you to make sure that you're okay and not getting into trouble. And Mr. Content's like, "That's right."
I thought
Yeah.
Mr. Content was her 17-year-old brother at a first glance.
Right.
Because he's just standing there like
He
he's one of the
was.
kids.
Yeah, he's
Like
standing
they're sitting there
like
having the whole conversation.
he's part of the
He's
family.
like, yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know if it was just the lighting or whatever, but he also looked a little bit younger in that opening shot. So she's like, "Oh, Mr. Content." I'm like, "Mr. Content? What, you couldn't get a fucking adult to play that part?"
Mr. Content.
Yeah, no, he looks.
Have you met your other neighbors, Mr. Yuck and
We got we got Carl Exposition down the street.
Mr.
Carl
Queen.
Exposition.
We got Carl's Jr.
Carl's Jr. Oh my god. So Trish, at one point we see that she was in her room. She cleaned out all her toys.
Yeah, fuck
So we
them
see
toys.
where she throws all her childhood toys into the garbage.
Is that to say, hey, I'm a grown-up person now.
Yeah.
My parents are gone.
That's so deep.
I know.
But it's not like it's her 18th birthday, right? It's like she just was like, I'm 18 now.
I'm 18.
Yeah.
I don't need this Barbie doll
Yeah.
anymore.
So I'm going to go have a sleepover intended
a
for like 14-year-olds.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Well, there's
I'm an
a
adult
reason
now.
behind the sleepover. I mean, there is a plot reason for the sleepover.
Yes.
And we will elaborate.
Besides the one in your pants.
So we see where Trish heads to school, and then we meet two male students, Jeff and his friend,
these
that doesn't get a name until like
He
the
doesn't
end
deserve
of
it.
the
Jeff
movie.
that's Jeff and Neil, man.
Yeah, it's Neil.
Oh, he
but
has a
they
name?
don't say his name until like the end of the movie when they're
They
like,
said a little sooner.
no, I unless I missed it, but
Yeah, it's Jeff and Neil. I'm sorry.
Jeff and Neil. Yeah.
Can I talk about this scene for a
I
second?
want you to talk about this scene,
Thank
please,
you.
because it is a masterclass of filming.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Going along with my complaints about Mr. Content looking like a young child. So the two boys decide that they're just going to go sexually harass the custodian, right?
Look, man,
The,
it's not
telephone
this,
worker,
Look,
yeah.
man,
Was she a
it's not
telephone worker?
sexual
Yeah.
harassment. Okay,
All right.
He's just showing Neil the tricks of the trade.
He's just
man.
aggressively hitting on
Because
this
that's
woman.
what they were
It's not
discussing
harassment.
too, man. It's like, you gotta look, you gotta switch up your approach, man. They're like, well, what should I do? Why don't you ask out Kim or something? And be like, man, okay. And then they see, the
Yeah.
So she's a telephone what? Like a
he's
repair
a telephone
person?
technician.
A technician. Okay. So
Teletech.
at one point they walk up and they decide they're going to hit on her.
Right.
And she's clearly like 16.
Yeah, she looks like she's
Like
in
a
high
baby.
school.
And
Yeah.
then he's like, "Would you ever consider dating a younger guy?" And he looks like the 26-year-old playing a 17-year-old. And she must be like in the script written as being 30, and she
Right.
looks like she's 16.
Yeah.
It's very confusing.
Look, I don't give a shit how old she is. Just bend over in front of the camera, and I'm gonna do a nice little pan shot here. Okay?
So you read the director's notes, Tom? You did get prepared.
I did.
But I like how he asks for her number, right? He's like, "Oh, can I get your number?" And then the friend goes,
Got a ringing in my ear. I mean, my phone.
"Yeah." And then I like the friend's response is
guys are
like,
killing
"Your
it."
number is 0."
Yeah, that's right. Tell him, Neil. You
Neil,
tell
man.
Jeff
Neil
to fuck
is
right
witty.
off, man.
Yeah.
He is a witty guy.
Yep.
But as they walk away, we see where she gets pulled into the telephone van.
It's
and
Russ.
murdered. And it's the killer.
It's Russ Thorne. He was in the van. Oh, no.
And I actually really liked the staging of that.
Sure, no, it works.
Yeah.
It's stupid, but it works. Like,
yeah.
because she's like banging on the windows as if that van is soundproofed for some reason.
Yeah.
Like they're doing. Actually, it's like a condensed Scream 2, because they have
It
like the
is.
scene where banging on the window and then also the murder in the van.
100%.
Which Becca pointed out. She's like, oh, it's like Scream 2. And I'm like, I guarantee you, Kevin Williamson said, this is
yeah.
we're going to
Like, you know what? I'm
honor
aping this,
movie.
bro.
Yeah, he's like, because
I'm
like
gonna-
Scream movies are just like a love letter
biting
to
this.
slasher films. So.
I'm biting this, bro.
Yeah. No, the way like she's pulled in, right? And then you see like those two still talking, but in the background she's like trying to like bang on the window and scream as she's getting drilled.
You're dog meat. That's it. You're done.
Yeah. But I thought that was like great stage like blocking and stuff. Yeah. I
We
don't
only
know.
help people that give us their phone numbers. You're on your own.
Well, because they didn't hear it, because they were too busy talking about like how they're gonna ask out Jackie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're on to the next moment already.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
on to the next mark.
They're like, all right, next back to the high school girls, I
Yeah.
guess.
So, real quick thing. I like the killer in this.
Isn't he
I
like
do
the
too.
most clean cut, like happy, like just normal looking dude?
Yeah, he looks like he has allergies or something. But
He's just like the most unmenacing,
He looks like he has
nicest
allergies.
killer. He does. God bless him, man. He's just like he is. He's like literally your neighbor. He's just sitting there like, oh God.
well, it's funny because it was indicative of like early '80s slasher films.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
you have
this
like
was-
you have like your killers wearing like a mask, like a Jason or Michael
Right.
Myers. This one,
Not Russ.
Yeah, Russ went more for like the Bob from Twin Peaks approach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and he actually kind of dresses like him a little bit. Too.
Yeah, he literally does.
Canadian.
Really, really excited to make a Twin Peaks reference in this episode.
Yeah.
Because I can do that now. So I'm proud. Moving on.
He's rocking like that Canadian tuxedo.
He is, man. He's gonna catch you with his death bag. That's
Yeah.
what he's gonna do.
He looks like just like an everyday kind of guy.
He looks like freaking.
And that's
Jack from
awesome.
He's like a great value last action hero, because he's got that like Arnold like denim get
Yeah.
like you said, the Canadian tuxedo going on too. Yeah, he's just so like unassuming.
He if I could reference who like actor wise who he looks like, he kind of has like a Miguel Ferreira thing going on from RoboCop.
Yeah, I
like, the guy
got
that
it. Yeah.
makes RoboCop. Yeah, I would say he kind of looks like that.
The guy who's in Twin Peaks.
Oh yeah, he is.
Oh my, see, look at that! Oh my God!
This is a Twin Peaks episode. Everyone.
Yeah,
6 degrees of David
Whoa.
Lynch.
Yeah, I agree. He does look like him.
yeah, he really does have like similar features, right?
Yeah.
But he just seems like he's having a great time, like the
is.
whole movie.
In the midst of allergy season.
In
In
the
the
midst
midst
of
of
his
allergy
allergies. Well,
season,
yeah,
yeah.
he does his. He's got his.
It's like I got
He's got his
sorry,
Sudafed,
guys.
man. He's good to go.
I need to go take my Clarisol.
Yeah. So then we see
Anyway.
Trish and her classmates.
Yes.
They're all playing basketball.
It looks like rock and roll high school.
I know
Right?
it really does. Yeah. And they're playing basketball, and here we meet
Waiting
like
for John Tesh to start, just tickling the ivories. Man.
yeah, it's,
That was just some round ball rock going on, man.
oh yeah. So here we meet like some new we meet the new girl Valerie and some others that are playing basketball, like Linda, and Jackie and Diane. And Diane, I think, is my favorite.
Okay.
She seems like the most developed out of like the girls, like in terms of like character. Like the other ones,
Okay.
like
We'll get to her.
yeah, I feel like the other ones are kind of just
Yeah.
one tone.
Yeah.
Where Diane kind of seems
They're
like
stock.
there's stuff there.
Yeah.
But anyways, then we
Let's
have
not forget Coach.
oh yeah, then we
Coach.
meet the coach. Yeah.
Who just welcomes herself into kids' houses.
Hell
Yeah, and then there's Kim as well, but we don't find her name out till like halfway through the slumber party.
It's kind of like a Gilligan's Island sort of thing where they're like Diane and the rest.
And the rest,
Because
yeah,
it's not really like a bunch of memorable teens.
It's it's Val and her pals, basically.
yeah.
I like when the coach says, "All right, girls, hit the showers." And then I guess there was like a deleted section of it where all the girls are like, "Do we have to?" And there's like that producer in the back chomping on a cigar,
Yeah.
Oh, my
dabbing himself. Oh yeah,
God. Oh, my
See, I'm
filming
plants
this
around
part.
here.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the boys are sitting there, having the time to like, oh, look at that, man. She made a basket.
Yeah.
And then, they all go to the showers and...
Yeah.
God damn it, man.
Yeah.
This is where... Yeah, I'm taking the reins on this one because I was fucking fuming.
Yeah.
Wait, in the locker room?
Yeah.
Oh, I'll just say this before you go off on a tangent. I'm just really glad that it wasn't gratuitous.
Right?
I'm so
Yeah,
happy.
it was very tasteful.
It was very tasteful.
Tasteful. They were very respectful.
Dude,
Yes.
oh my God! It is. It was the most ridiculous sequence ever, man. Like, immediately, they wasted no time. I mean, these girls are sitting there talking about sports, and yeah, it's just immediately the clothes come off. But the thing that really fucking like had me like ugh was that they did the slow pan.
Yeah.
And they're taking their showers, and the girls are like talking about like, oh my God, I like watching basketball on TV because the boys wear short shorts.
Yes. Yeah.
I like it when the boys toss the football.
Yeah.
And this son of a bitch, he pans slowly to the one girl, and like fucking Federico Fellini style, starts panning down. You get the nice Steadicam sleazy style zoom right onto her ass cheeks, and it just sits there for like a good 30 seconds. Comes right back out and slowly pans up. I'm like, enough already! Jeez, we get it! What the hell is your problem?
It's like...
That's why I said that it's a product of its time, and that was
excessive.
their audience.
I have a theory.
Yeah.
Because the movie, for the most part, plays out like a very generic slasher movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they just swapped out the directors for these scenes with like actual porn directors.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that's what happened.
I'm saying this. The movie, when it's just doing the slasher bits,
It's amazing.
it feels like a slasher movie, right? Just
Right.
like a generic slasher movie. But this stuff is filmed almost completely differently. Like, I swear to God, they had somebody step
It
in.
had to be.
Yeah.
It was like you're looking at like the most professional like Steadicam footage. It was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like there was a
it has
different
to be,
person
yeah.
filmed that.
It had to be because I swear to God, like you watch that van scene and you're like, wow, that's really like a really cool shot and like staged really well, right? And the blocking's awesome. Then you watch like this and you're like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
And like it's not even been 5 minutes since the last time we saw Trish naked. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
just
they're like, let's get back to the nudity stuff. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
like
okay, what I want you to do is I want you to shake it a little bit. Okay, all right, and I want you to get in there real close. All right, hold
right.
it. All right, hold it. All right, hold it.
can I go home?
Shut up, hold it. You shut up, honey, I'm paying you. Hold it.
Hold it. But yeah.
God, man.
So we
But
get
yeah.
the scene and we get like
But the point of all this,
yes.
EJ,
is Trish wants to invite her friends for like a little slumber party that night, right?
reminisce
to
about the
to Valerie, right?
And at one point she's like, guys, I think we should invite Valerie. And that's when Diane
so good
is like, no, I don't want her to go.
Can I just want to say this.
Yeah.
So she does talk to Valerie at one point.
Yeah.
And I wrote this line of dialogue down. She said, you played such nice basketball out there.
Yeah, that's a real line in this movie.
It reminds me of in Starship Troopers, the you kill bugs good.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But that makes more sense in that world. This feels like a computer wrote that dialogue.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like it was like an
Like-
AI prompt.
Yeah, it's like an AI prompt.
But like the first attempt.
Yep.
Exactly. It's like we don't need a re-edit.
The beta.
This is like a first draft.
That's how you break the ice, man. You
play nice basketball.
No. Don't forget the such. You played such nice basketball
You're
Right,
out there.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like, what teenager talks like that?
I don't know, but
Valerie does.
But thankfully, it's the least egregious thing to happen in this locker room.
Yeah.
yeah. So
Besides
at one
the
point,
weirdo hanging out with the camera.
yeah, exactly. So Trish, is like, okay, I'm gonna just invite her. So she does. She goes up and she says that line, But the thing they don't know is Valerie kind of like overheard them talking crap about her.
Yeah, they're like making fun of her like incorrectly.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they're like, oh, she's so pretty and athletic.
She
What a
plays
loser."
such nice basketball.
She plays such nice basketball out there.
That was all Kim's doing because Kim, it was Diane, and then Kim was like trying to sit there and say like, Diane, why are you being so mean? Because she plays such nice basketball,
And that's where
she's so
Diane-
perfect.
Yeah, she's like, she's so perfect. And she's just like talking trash, but not
She
really.
does
It's
such a
like
good job out there. She's got a great bright future ahead of her.
she plays such
What a
nice
stuck up
basketball
little
out there.
snot nosed punk. Oh my God. She was like making assists and she was doing triple doubles out there. Like, who the hell does she think she is?
Yeah.
I mean, did you see that great family she comes from?
I know. Her and her
And she was
family?
talking to that weirdo with the steady cam.
Yeah.
They probably have something going on between them.
But yeah, so Valerie ends up like kind of overhearing this, and she just leaves and turns down the invite from Trish. So we see where the group leaves, and as they're leaving, okay,
So Valerie,
yeah,
I was humiliated in the girls' locker room. Carrie White, hold my beer.
oh my God, all right, plug it out, man.
That's an all right joke.
yeah. But yeah, the group is leaving except Linda, who has to run back for her book.
Oh no.
And I love that there's like that one shot of the gym, and it comes back a little bit, but she goes into the locker room and she sees the door is locked, right? So then she goes to the gym and tries the gym door, and that's locked. But they do that like overhead shot of like the gymnasium, and you just see her, and it really establishes and makes you feel like very alone with that character. You know what I mean? It feels a very
Like the wides and everything.
yeah, like that use of the wide shot like really emphasizes her being like alone at that moment. And I thought that was a really good shot. And that's probably the last time I'll say that's a really good shot in this movie.
No, man, I agree with you. This is one of those times where they didn't have the porn director film.
Right.
Well,
yeah.
very
that
obviously.
wasn't their forte, obviously.
Yeah. I wonder if it was like the camera guy at one point was just like, oh, I have an idea. I'm just going to shoot from up here because it should establish and give the audience the feeling of being like stuck and alone. And the director's like, yeah, I don't care. I got what I got today.
But what really ruined that scene, though, is when she's like walking around and you just hear the producer go, take your clothes off again.
Yeah, that's him. That's why he was up there making the shot, because he wanted to get away from it. He's like, hey, I got nah, you stay down there, buddy. I'm good.
I got ideas for this scene.
I got ideas.
Doesn't
I
involve
need
her taking her
I'm
clothes off.
concentrating.
Kinda.
Okay, well, I got one idea for this scene.
Hey, when you're done shooting, would you take your clothes off? Get the hell out of here.
You want to work for One Trick Pony Studios, don't you?
So,
oh my God.
we see where Linda, as she's about to leave, she tries another door, and that's when the driller killer pops out.
That's it.
And he attacks Linda, and eventually, he chases her around, and she's trying to hide behind this door, but the blood from her first
she
attack
got drilled
leaks
in the
out.
arm, baby, and now
Yeah, so he sees the blood on the floor,
That's it.
and then just
you're done.
kind of goes Jack Torrance on the door with
You're
his
done,
drill.
That's it.
And yeah,
It's
That's it.
neat.
Game over.
it's neat. Yeah.
I like the fact that she gets found out because, like, she's actually bleeding out onto the floor.
Yeah.
I think that's neat. I think that works
There's
really
like
well.
stuff in this movie that works really well.
Yeah.
And then there's other stuff that you're like, this is excessive, or what is going on here?
Yeah.
I don't know. So then here's another weird scene that happens. Trish gets a ride home from Motorcycle Mark.
Yeah,
Who
bro.
looks like an actual porn actor.
He doesn't look like
That's
a
probably
high
the
schooler
dude. That was
at all.
probably the dude filming in the shower.
Yeah. Probably.
Not only can I shoot this scene, but I'll give you a ride home.
Tell you what, man. Once I get done editing this, I'll mail you a copy. Okay.
Yeah. He doesn't look like a high schooler at all.
I
He
see you Monday.
He actually looks like John Oates, but like John Oates now.
He's like a mishmash of John Oates and Mark Gastineau.
Yeah, he looks like him like today, now,
Yeah.
John Oates. Like, not back then.
Right now.
Anyways, on Diane's walk home, we see she gets a surprise visit
Will, hold on a second before we go too
from
far.
John Minor.
Hold on 1 second before we go for any further.
Yeah.
There is an adorable cat outside the house. Did you
yes.
catch that guy?
Yeah.
Of course
Yep.
we did.
We were not getting past that
No,
scene.
man, believe me, the cats are going to be getting theirs. Don't worry.
I just wanted
Yeah.
to mention him.
Cats are going to be. You wait.
Yeah,
You wait.
there's
Them
a
cats.
couple cat scenes in
Them
this
cats are
movie.
going to be owning this movie. Soon,
I don't know
Yeah.
if I ever told you guys about Kitties of NEPA Pet Rescue before, but
Yeah.
that cat actually is one of theirs. And
Founders.
You founders.
Yeah.
He built it from
There you go.
with his own paws.
Yes, he did.
But anyway,
Anyway.
I just wanted to mention him.
Yeah, so
So yeah.
we see on Diane's walk home, she gets a surprise visit
dude,
from
this
John Minor, who is her boyfriend. And he also doesn't look like a high schooler.
This part was awesome because you're at when
She
you
like
see
judo
Diane,
flips him.
Yeah, when you see her walking home, you hear like the heavy breathing. You're thinking, "Oh man, Russ is gonna get her."
Yeah.
But no, it's Big John Minor, and she does, man. She slams his dick right in the dirt.
Yeah.
He
Gives him like this judo flip.
I think you hurt my back.
Yeah.
Breathe.
And I was like, Diane's awesome. She's like my favorite character. I was like, oh hell yeah. I thought that was gonna come into something like later on. It doesn't, but at that point I was like, oh man.
Yeah, you think
Diane-
that she would have used her like kung fu later on in the movie?
Yeah.
but no, that would be really good filmmaking. I also like that they're framing a lot of her walking the street.
Yeah.
Very much like Halloween.
Oh,
I feel like they were trying
100%,
to
yeah.
evoke the Laurie Strode scenes
Yeah.
to varying degrees of success.
Yeah, I absolutely
Let's
agree.
say Michael Minor. This is a big John Minor.
John Minor. Yeah.
Before we go too far away from it,
He did talk like Dauber though, a little bit from Coach.
oh sure, that's isn't that Patrick from
Yeah.
SpongeBob?
Yeah.
It's a true story. So, one real quick thing. So, at one point, I think it's before this scene, after the killer kills Linda, they have a scene of him booking it out of the school.
Oh my god, yeah. He runs to the van. Oh my god, we've totally skipped over that.
Yeah, I need to go back
Yeah.
to it because it's so a moment that should not be in this film.
But it is, and I love it. I love
You
that
never
scene.
see shit like that in these movies.
No. Yeah, he literally kills her and he runs out of the school to the van. Like, oh, I have to catch up with everybody.
I wish I had the rights to that "School's Out" song from
my
Alice
God.
Cooper.
Yeah.
Just something, but it's weird. Like I guess maybe because this
he was
movie's only
late.
like 76 minutes long, they were like, well, we can't cut this out.
No,
this is bordering on a short film at this point.
But see, there's like shots like that. What Tommy said, right? It feels like a parody, and I feel like it was probably written in the script. Like, then we see the killer run to the vehicle, right?
Oh fuck!
Do
That's
you know what I
probably
mean?
it.
And they're like, this is in the script. We got to shoot it.
This like
you know?
turns into unsolved mystery.
Wait, what if like he's running and then he stops and has to take a hit from his inhaler?
yeah.
See, that's storytelling right there.
Yeah, they're like, oh, Michael always runs, but how's he catch up
It's
so
like
quick?
the rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. I'm late,
No time, no time, no time.
No time,
I'm
no
late,
time.
I'm late.
Oh, goodbye.
But I'm so glad you mentioned that scene because
we weren't getting past it.
Yeah,
You know,
I
and
think
the-
that plays into what you said.
Even
though.
funnier too because he just left the telephone text body in the dumpster too. So yeah,
Yeah.
he's running out of there.
Yeah, that's a lazy disposal.
Yep.
And that Russ is his name.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Russ Thorne.
You're supposed to set those bodies up at the end, buddy. You're supposed to have them like hanging
tries.
in weird positions.
I didn't have enough time.
Yeah, as you can see, his time management is not great.
Why don't you stop hassling me, okay? I got things to do.
I had to run to the convenience store to get some more Clarisol.
God.
My allergies.
He ran
I'm
to-
trying really hard out there, and I really don't appreciate you criticizing me like that.
If that was his voice, I would love this movie.
I mean, it's not too far off. But you know what? Maybe he ran because he was like, I can't be outside for more than 2 seconds because it kills me.
Killing
Well,
me.
then yeah, because he lazily dumped the telephone text body in the dumpster, so he's not gonna just hang out there in her van. and be like, man, I can't believe that happened.
Oh, shit, someone's cutting the lawn out here. I got to book it.
Crap.
Oh, no.
He books it to his
That's the gym teacher. Oh, God.
I gotta get out of here. But we see...
Anyway, let's go back to
Big John Minor.
Yeah, we see the gym teacher, Rachel. She gets home, and as she goes to open the door, we see Pam drills a random hole in her
Oh, my
door.
God, it's Russ. Psych. Nope, it's
Yeah.
Pam.
It's Pam. She
She's very
opens the...
cheery about having destroyed her door, too.
Yeah.
I'm just putting in your peephole.
And I'm like...
Oh!
She just drills the hole and leaves. Like, she doesn't even finish the job. She just drilled a hole in her door and
Well,
it's
no,
like,
that's her peephole.
later.
She's done.
She didn't say what kind of peephole it was going to be.
Oh, I guess so.
Look,
Yeah.
the important thing is that she drilled the peephole.
Yeah.
She confirmed that the telephone repair man was there because the van
Oh, the
was
van's
parked across
outside.
the street.
Yeah.
Foreboding.
She can't find the cat, and most importantly of all, Rachel's shelves will be ready by next Tuesday.
Yep. Exactly.
I
And
was
Pam's like,
really nervous that
"See ya."
they weren't going to be
And
ready in time.
that's actually going to be the plot of Slumber Party Massacre 3.
Slumber Party Massacre 3.
Pam's
Shelves
shelves.
are done.
Yes.
Pam
Because
in
this
the
is the
shelves.
last time we see Pam.
Yeah.
We don't see Pam for the rest of the film.
Nope.
Because
We're
she saw
not
that
even
she
sure
saw
who she is.
she that's just her handy woman, and
Yeah.
she saw the
I guess so.
the scene in the locker room, and she's like, I'm getting the hell out of here.
She's like,
See you later.
I'm only doing this scene now.
Yeah, I'm just.
But we see where now Trish is home and she's playing the piano.
Which I think would have been a better character introduction.
Yeah, like, oh, here's this like
Like, he started at the door.
very talented.
Oh, I didn't like
Kid.
the full frontal nudity and the radio DJ. You didn't
I
like
think
that?
it just would have given her a certain dimension. Like, you know,
Yeah.
maybe you just hear the piano music playing and you kind of go through the house and then you just kind of see her. And you're
Yeah.
like, oh, you're like a person and not just an object to be killed.
What are
on
you, some
screen.
kind of filmmaker or something? We're not here to make movies.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
We're here to make money. As a matter of fact, these kids ain't even going to watch this movie anyway. You want to know what they're doing? They're going to be banging each other in the backseat of their cars in the drive-in theater. That's who we made this movie for, that Mr. Big Shot.
Yeah.
I stand corrected.
I stand
That's
corrected.
right, you do.
I feel like
But I digress.
it could have been like a cool character thing where
Yeah.
she's really talented at playing piano, but chooses to play and pursue basketball because it's like the more popular thing to do.
That sounds like
Right?
the plot to the Ice Princess a little bit.
And
too.
so she like hides who she really is
Yeah.
to like pursue popularity more, right? That would have been
Maestro
cool, but
by
they don't do
day and
No,
basketball
that would have been
superstar by
something.
night.
that. Yeah. But
She's like, you got to play basketball, kid. But I want to play. Wait, are you saying she wants to be a piano player or a basketball
no, like
player?
she is super talented at one thing,
Uh-huh.
but she wants to choose popularity and play basketball instead.
Okay.
And so, like, she probably could play like concerts
All
and
right.
stuff like that.
Let's build on this.
Yeah.
I think the parents want her to play piano.
Yeah.
You're going to be a concert pianist, but she's really good at basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, Mom, I just want to go be a part of a team.
Yeah.
Basketball makes me feel beautiful.
See,
This
I
is
think-
the Ice Princess.
See, that is. I'm actually.
I mean, that's not the occupation.
I'm actually with Rory on that one
Yeah.
because when the girls are talking sports, I mean, the girls are talking sports, man. They know
Yeah.
all the players, they
Yeah,
know all
they're-
the positions.
they bring up Psy.
They do, man. They know all of
yeah.
everything
Like,
that
or
happened
say,
in the
say,
game.
Say Homer's in the
Yeah,
sixth.
yeah.
or whatever.
Later on, they're talking about. I mean, they're like baseball tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, they're doing it Phil Gammon style. You know.
oh, hell
Oh, wait
yeah.
a minute. Here's a wrinkle in your story.
Go for it.
Oh,
Ready
yeah.
for it?
ready
So
for
she's
it.
like, Mom, why do you hate basketball so much? She's like, because I dated a basketball player in high school, and he would never put down the drill.
You never put down the drill.
And then it turns out that Russ is her dad.
Oh my god!
Oh, and he got a really bad injury, and that's why he started killing everyone.
Yeah, he got it.
because he couldn't play basketball anymore.
As Vince said in the one episode, he got kicked in the head by a donkey.
By donkey.
One of my
That's the way.
favorite Vince things ever. It still
Kicked in the
kills me.
head by donkey lips from Salute Your Shorts.
Yeah. So Trisha's home playing the piano, and then she gets a a little bit of a scare for Mr. Content, who is just like,
Yeah, he's just chilling in the house.
yeah, he's just chilling
in the house.
Yeah,
She's like, the parents are like, we want you to keep an eye on her, not like have.
Well,
a
the reason
stay."
why he's in the house is because when she came home, she left the door ajar and just
Yeah.
started playing the piano because
So-
she had a long day.
and he just like helped himself
Yeah.
inside.
Well,
I actually set a room up upstairs.
You know
Is
what?
that
He was
cool?
shooting a TikTok video.
well, he
out there.
got yeah. I was looking for content and I
He's
saw
doing the
your
wipe
door
on,
open.
wipe off video upstairs.
So I was hoping you'd like and subscribe. And hey, can I put your piano playing on the video, man? We'll get Mr. Beast. It'll be fun.
Yeah.
She's gonna play songs from your
Content.
favorite Nickelodeon shows.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe.
Then she's gonna play the Undertale soundtrack.
Then we cut back to Rachel, the gym teacher, who gets a scare when she opens the closet from Muffin the cat.
No, Muffin the cat.
Muffin the cat kills it in this scene.
He does,
He does.
man.
Yeah.
He does a great cat scare scene. You know what's funny though? So my cat Pumpkin was watching this movie, like literally was sitting on the bed watching this movie.
Yeah.
That scene happened and his ears went back.
Really?
So that cat moved him.
Wow.
He's like, wow,
Well-
I believe his fear.
Yeah, because you got to imagine what Muffin was feeling because
Yeah.
he's locked in the closet. Meanwhile, Mama Coach sitting there grating cheese. She's probably making this bomb ass burrito or whatever, man. And then she knocks over her juicy juice and hears the noise. And she grabs a little juicy juice glass and she's skulking down the hallway like, who's making that noise in my house? And opens the door. And yeah, Muffin's like, what are you doing?
Why'd you lock
Why'd
me
you
in
lock
here?
me
Why am I
here?
in this closet?
Yeah, why you keep me in the closet and you
Do you think
shredding
Pam,
cheese?
Do you think Pam put Muffin in the closet?
Pam just fucked up.
Probably did.
She's like, you're gonna die in there.
Because Muffin was probably pissing her off. Yeah,
Muffin, you're in my way. I'm trying to make shelves. And
Muffin, I'm drilling a peephole.
Hey, Muffin, you're gonna die in there.
You're gonna die.
You're gonna die in the closet, Muffin.
So,
Mumsy wumsy, oh mommy, sorry. Oh.
at one point, we see that Valerie is actually the next door neighbor to Trish, and she is kind of like looking out the window and sees all of like Trish's friends arriving for the slumber party.
Which again goes back to the Halloween nods.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like Laurie Strode, babysitting Tommy Doyle and watching like Annie and Linda pulling up into the house across the
Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like they're trying to do a Halloween thing just without the skill and class.
All right. Yeah. I would say that's pretty accurate.
Yep.
So inside, Mr. Content is like,
He's drinking his coffee.
yeah, he's like just in the background, and the girls are like, yeah, I brought that Maui Wowie.
We're
right?
here for the orgy.
And like, yeah, they're joking about doing drugs, and Mr. Content's like, hey, I'm actually cool with it as long as you don't tell your parents I scared you. And I was like, Mr. Content, what the fuck was that about?
Yeah, well, fuck that, because the real party's happening at not at Valerie's house. Yeah, because she's making Kool-Aid. And who's she making Kool-Aid for? Herself and her little sister, Courtney. You all remember Courtney from part 2, right?
Yeah.
She
She's
was the
in it.
protagonist. Yeah, this is how it all got started.
how it began.
I do have a note about the Kool-Aid. It's wonderful product placement.
Yes.
But the way she made it, it's like one glass and you'll need insulin.
Yeah.
I know, right?
She just like pours like a whole fucking bag of sugar.
Yeah, that's it, man. You just, hell yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like it's like you take like you drink a couple glasses of it and then you just immediately need to go to the dentist.
Yep. That's the kick right there.
It's acidic to your teeth.
Only
Yeah.
the best.
Here on Frequels, we believe in dental hygiene.
Yes.
If there are any toothpaste companies out there that would like to sponsor us, let us know. We
So
can easily be bought.
Valerie and her sister, they're chatting about the party next door, reading Cosmo, and
Fat shaming Diane.
yeah,
Fuck's that all about?
yeah, and they hear the dogs in the trash, and Courtney's like, "Hey, why don't you? The dogs got in the trash again. You should go fix it, right?" So she goes out. Valerie goes out to, turn over the garbage can and put all the garbage back in, and Courtney runs upstairs grabs a Playgirl magazine
We
from
get
under the bed.
We get an awesome celebrity cameo.
And we got this celebrity cameo who was on the cover of Playgirl magazine, Sylvester Stallone.
Italian Stallion made a cameo in Slumber Party Massacre, whether he liked it or not.
Yeah.
And I do have to say this. This is a good note. Courtney, who's like the younger sister, might be like the best portrayal of like a young teenage sister. And like characterization of like a young teenage sister. And why I say that is like she just hits like checks all the boxes of like what a real like teenage
Bratty,
sister. Yeah.
I love
Right?
you and I call you ugly at the same time. Type
Yes.
Of,
You know, well, yeah, and they have that little bit of banter in the one part. You know,
Yeah.
man, mom and dad should have got divorced before you were born. Well, I love you too.
Yeah.
Real quick thing. Don't think I'm gonna let you blow past this. But there
No,
was
I
a-
was gonna say, man, you did blow past some like primo stuff.
Yeah, number one, there was a cat drinking milk. on
Hell
the table.
yeah, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
See that
I got
guy?
that in my notes, man. It even says right here, Val and Courtney reading gossip mags while Kitty slurps down the milk.
Yeah, and it's a great performance of a cat drinking milk.
Was very dignified.
There's some
probably,
suspense.
probably the most dignified role in this entire.
It was.
Yeah.
And then the producer was like, "Cat, take off your clothes.
Yeah.
Drink
Why
from
don't
that
you go
milk.
ahead and shed all your fur there?
We're gonna shoot a shower scene with you now.
You're gonna drink that milk, and I'm gonna put you in my new movie, Baby Girl."
Oh no.
And see, because we kind of also blew by Diane arriving at the party because
Yes.
the girls are pigging out on chips and Maui Wowie, and then they hear a noise and they go investigate the kitchen. Oh no, I left the burner on and the coffee pot's broken. I have to go clean it up. And she's cleaning it up, and then the jump scare happens, and it's Diane in the window giving the goofiest freaking face, like, "Hi guys!"
She's
And now
awesome.
Diane is at the party.
She looks like someone, and I can't figured this out. Like, who does she look like? She looks like somebody.
Nancy Allen.
Oh,
She does have some. Yeah, she does have some Nancy Allen adjacent.
Yeah. Okay. That's probably who it is. 'Cause-
Is that acceptable?
yeah. No. That's actually pretty spot on. Because I was like, man, she looks like somebody, and I can't figure this out. But Diane's the best character. So at the party.
Oh wait! I want to shoot back over to Playgirl.
Oh
girl.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right
let's
before that,
talk about Sly.
she walks into her bedroom, the little girl,
Yeah, she does.
and there's a bunch of Annabelle dolls.
Yep.
On the bed.
Yeah.
So like a lot of people don't know this, but that stupid Annabelle doll from those Conjuring movies,
Yeah.
was based on a Raggedy Ann doll that looks just like those ones.
Yep.
So this movie already has like 3 Annabelles in it.
Yeah. And it's
That's right.
weird. And they're
Slumber
they're weird,
Party
too.
Massacre was the originator, man. Except
Yeah.
no substitutes.
It's part of the Conjuring universe.
awesome.
Where's Vera Farmiga?
Russ Thorne is part of the Conjuring universe.
Yes.
Now we just need the nun.
Nun.
The nun.
Russ Thorne is the nun.
Oh my God.
Oh.
I would love that.
Wait, I have a note. Stallone porn, but we already got there.
Yeah.
We did get
Yep.
there, baby. Yeah, that's
So
right. That was
at
my
the
little-
Oh, wait
Party.
a minute. Wait,
Oh.
I had a thing in here.
Yeah. You
I
shut
would-
up, EJ.
About the Stallone porn. I would like to phone in to Joe Petito to see if he can confirm that this Stallone porn is pure.
Oh, that's true. If that's like a real,
Legit porn.
like legit cover and everything.
I
Oh my
need
God.
you
Joe,
to.
if you could
Well, you know, I
reach-
mean, you could just call Sly up and be like, I got the cover for you right here. You know.
We got his biggest fan on the line. It's all good. Hey,
Yeah.
Joe, if you can let us know if this is authentic Stallone porn, it would mean the world to us.
Yes. So at the party, the girls are getting into their night gear.
Immediately, yeah, because the boys, you know, don't forget, Jeff and Neil have been riding their bikes in the dark, and man,
Yeah.
they've been plotting and scheming.
And they're watching.
Let's
like,
go sneak up on the girls during their slumber party. And Neil's like, man, we weren't invited. And Jeff's like, just gonna be a little baby scare. Girls like it when you get them to scream. And so they
That's a
sneak-
line from the producer.
yeah, definitely. And you know what?
Yeah.
And so is this scene. You're right, because they're looking in the window and like, yeah, the girls immediately fucking drop trowel.
Yeah.
Sheer clothes are coming off, and they're talking about like, oh my god, can you believe Steph and Joe got caught banging in their parents' bedroom, and their parents walked in on them, and the boys are like, oh man, look at this,
So good.
it's so good.
But they're like laughing though, like they're watching a comedy.
Yeah, and then the weird thing is too, we don't find a character's name out until they're watching the girls undress,
Right, because
and
it's not
they're
important.
like, you know what? We gotta really keep our eyes on Kim, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah, you know-
that's her name.
I even have it written right here because that was one of his lines, man. He's like, gonna be Jeff hasn't been giving Kim the attention she deserves.
Yeah,
I will like to say just a little thing, confirmation.
I want you to
really.
confirm first, Roy, please.
Becca confirmed this does not happen in real life.
Yes, that is correct. 100% correct. Thank you for confirming.
yeah.
This is kids. This
We have her live on the phone.
yeah. This is. I don't care what they tell you. This shit does not happen.
Not at girl sleepovers, at guy sleepovers.
Yeah, we're always
we
dropping dong.
Yeah, we
Dong
do, man.
out.
We're dropping dong. We're sitting there talking about sports while we're dropping dong.
hanging dong.
Yeah,
Hanging
we're hanging
dong.
dongs.
We
Yeah.
have cats drinking milk in the background. We got Sly Stallone porn up in the bedroom.
You guys got to check out our part.
yeah,
cats.
don't go. Yeah, what? You're gonna
Cats.
get a takedown
Sylvester
notice from
Stallone
Sylvester.
porn.
Yeah, roll. Get it out of there.
Take that off the show.
Hey,
Why you take that off the show right now? Eh?
Well, now you sound like Joe Miner.
yeah. Oh, yeah. So Diane goes to grab some firewood from the garage.
Yes.
And she
She's
gets
the only one
grossed
that's-
out by a snail.
A great snail performance. And
Yes.
how many
Yes.
have we? First ever snail in a prequels episode.
Yeah, and
Let's
it's
give
a
him
good-looking
exactly,
snail.
Tommy. Give him the respect he deserves.
Tell you who wasn't respecting
Then-
that snail.
Mr.
producer.
Content,
The producer's
And
like,
the producer.
take that shell off.
yeah, take that shell out.
Why don't you go ahead and just leave that slime on the table?
Why don't you do me a favor? Take that shelf off right now.
Come on, right now.
Come on.
Mr. Content, why don't you slowly untie your shoes, and I want you to sidle up close to the snail.
Yeah.
You want some content?
Content, we're going to give you some content. Yeah, Mr. Content, why don't you go ahead and unbuckle that belt?
He like brutally kills the snail.
Well,
And-
because they're eating his vegetable garden.
Yeah, because he says like they're eating his vegetable garden.
You know, actually, I found out that in the original script, that was the snail's vegetable garden that he
Right.
planted.
Yeah.
Fuck him. Yeah.
Fuck Mr. Content.
Content can go fuck himself.
And Mr. Content, like Diane leaves, right? She goes back to into the party.
Well, wait, 1 second though. So, Mr. Content,
Yeah.
he's like, I gotta go handle this snail situation. Why did his mind go to Cleaver?
Yeah, I know.
There's a lot of different things he could have done, but he went with the Cleaver.
They die better that way.
It cuts through the shell.
And
Die
he,
like the sledge, you know.
he spots like another snail. Or snail, right? A snail? No, he spots another snail. And he's like, all right, here comes 65. And he like is about to kill that snail. But the driller killer pops out and kills him first. I'm like, yeah, Russ, thanks, man.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
Yeah. Fuck that guy anyways.
This is Mr. Content signing off.
That's right.
I wish that happened.
I know.
But inside the party, they read their horoscopes. And I love that, like, at one
Oh,
point...
wait, did you guys know that the snail was actually supposed to be the original killer?
No.
Yeah, he just couldn't get to the girls fast enough,
Yeah.
so they had to rewrite the movie.
I like...
But seriously, he was the killer.
He was the killer. So Jackie's reading, like, the horoscopes to each of them, right? And then at one point, they're like, hey, why don't you tell us about the sewer kid?
Yeah, because
Did you listen to that? Because I know, like, they kind of have, like, the one girl walking away and she's, like, ordering
Well, yeah,
pizza
that's
and
basically
stuff.
a 10-year-old kid fell in the sewer, and
Yeah.
they're trying to get him out.
Yeah,
Hilarious.
it's hilarious. And actually, I was, like, more interested in the sewer kid storyline than what was happening because she's, like, going to, like, order pizza.
Yeah.
and,
Well,
like,
I mean, they actually follow up on that story, and it becomes the basis of the film Jason Takes Manhattan.
Yes. Yes.
So
The most underrated movie of all time.
That was my very first Friday the 13th movie.
yeah,
Dude, I know a lot of people hate on that one, but I think there's a lot to like about that
Well, that
movie.
was, you have to understand. We're segueing a little off here, but I had to be at least like 10 or whatever when I first saw it, and I was like, "What is going on?"
it's so good. It's so good.
The last time I watched it, I was like, there are a couple Friday the 13th movies that I like less than this one.
Yeah.
Everyone always says this is like the bottom of the barrel, and I'm like, eight's got a bad rep.
Yeah,
I'm going to tell you this right now. There's no other Friday the 13th movie that has a man get his head punched off by Jason, the head lands in a dumpster, and then slams shut.
yeah, perfectly.
Yeah.
That was
The
outstanding.
part we loved growing up, and we would reenact it every
Punch
time
each
we
other's
went.
heads off.
No, well, besides that we would reenact when we go to shopping malls and whatnot, is when, the punks are out listening to the radio and the song's going off. Living in the city ain't no big deal. Gotta have a heart made U.S. steel. And Jason kicks the radio like, "Yo, that me, slime bag." And, Jason lifts the mask up and like, "Oh, it's cool, man." They
It's
run
cool.
away. And of
It's
course,
cool, man. It's
Little
cool.
Tommy's like, "Play it again."
I like the words to that song they're listening to, because
If the cops don't get you and the hookers
if the
will.
crack don't get you, then the hookers will.
That was it. Yeah, you're right. That was
Oh man, I
And
gotta
they're
stay
just
away from crack. And
jamming out
definitely
to it,
hookers.
man, because that's how it was back then.
One day we're gonna get to that one, but go on.
Yes.
There you go, yeah, but
So
we
in-
digress.
Inside the party, we also see a cut over to Val and Courtney, right? And they're bonding over the Playgirl magazine.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, "Ooh, look, this one. This guy likes to be a fisher, and he does this."
And then she
We've lost Tommy.
because fucking Valerie picks up a banana peel, and because Courtney was fucking using it on herself, and she's like, "Don't, ew, what were you doing? Get out of here, leave me alone."
Yeah, and you're like, "What?"
Yeah, that's another one of those things where you're like I know you could put that in a movie, but you shouldn't have.
Yeah, you should not put that in there.
There's
Yeah.
just ill-advised.
Like, Jesus.
Like, dude, I like winced at that because I'm like, the implication is like,
What the
Yeah,
fuck
I was like,
is wrong
"What the
with
fuck is
you?"
this about?" But as they then they
I
start.
can't
to,
believe Slime put his face on there.
Yeah, he had to approve of that, right? Like,
I don't think so.
he approved
he
it.
probably doesn't even know to this day. Like, his
Well, he's
face-
gonna find out today.
No, I guess he approved it in between lines of coke.
Oh, true. It
It's
was
just
the
like
80s.
signing. It's like doing a line. signing.
That's when me and Frank were recording that song. If the coke don't get you, then the hookers.
Yeah.
Take me back.
Living in the
Da-da-da-da.
city ain't no big deal.
Yeah.
City ain't no big deal. No big deal.
Then
Living in the city ain't no pie eating contest.
yeah,
Ain't no pie eating contest.
It stinks.
Ding ding.
so Diane gets a call from John Minor, and
Oh, hold on a
wait.
minute there. We talking about John Minor? That's her main squeeze, boo boo.
Yeah, she calls him Boo Boo.
That's boo boo.
Wait, there is one other questionable scene before we move past Val and her weird interactions with her sister. She says, "You've been beating off boys in the 5th grade."
yeah,
Do you remember that line?
beating off two boys.
Yeah,
You're not gonna tell Mom, are you?
beating off boys in the 5th grade, and she just kind of looks horrified.
Yeah.
But like, that's how the audience feels too.
Yeah.
It's a very you said a woman wrote this.
A woman wrote it as a parody, and I think
Where's the parody in this scene?
in
Or
the
is it-
garbage when the
is
director's
this
got
written on the set.
See,
type of
that's
thing?
what I'm.
I
Getting
think
at.
this is a director thing.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is definitely they took it. We're gonna change some things
In my
around.
notes, it says like a woman wrote this. Shame on you, because it's just so weird. 'Cause what's she supposed to be like? 12?
Yeah,
11,
probably like 14.
10.
maybe.
I was thinking 13 or 14.
Like,
Yeah.
but she's she looks like a child.
Look, the
Yeah.
point is I got them wearing sheer clothing and they take it off in front of the camera. I put cats in it.
You know what? That's true,
Yeah.
Tom. They did put
Yeah.
cats in
I
it.
put cats
did.
in it.
But yeah, we see where Diane gets a call from John Miner, and the lights go out. So Kim, Trish, and Jackie go to the garage to check the fuse box, and it turns out it was Jeff and his friend Neil, and they did it as like a prank. But then John Miner actually shows up, and him and Diane make out in the garage, and
Oh, Yogi.
Diane runs in to tell the girls, like, because John Miner's like, let's get out of here. Let's go, like, somewhere, get some beer or something, right?
Did you notice that all the men lurk in this movie?
Yeah, they're all, like, lurkers.
Yeah,
like,
they're like
there isn't,
all
like, one
shady.
redeemable guy in this movie.
Yeah, there's
right?
no like.
Well, that's
Maybe-
because
maybe
that's what
Neil.
that's what the producers were doing too, and the camera just lurking around the.
Yeah, I
set
guess
the
you're
whole
right.
time.
What you know,
The paperboy is, like, the only... Or maybe Mark the motorcycle guy.
Russ.
Yeah, he's the only... Russ is actually
He's
the
the
only
nicest
one.
guy. in the movie.
Motorcycle
He
Mark.
actually is.
Yeah, Russ is actually the hero.
So John Miner shows up, and at one point he's like, yeah, let's get out of here. So Diane runs in to tell the girls her and John are going to step out, right? And when Diane returns to the garage, she finds John dead and the driller killer. And then we cut back to Kim making some daiquiris for everybody. And that's when the pizza man arrives, and they open the door, and the pizza man's eyes are
Wait.
drilled out of his head.
Did you catch when she's like, "How much?" And he's like, $6.
$6.
I'm like,
for a tray of
$6
pizza.
Like, you gotta like fill out fucking forms now to afford a pizza. Like, you gotta take a mortgage out on your house.
Yeah,
And
it's
how
low.
are you gonna gloss over Trish treating Jeff's black eye with hot dogs?
Oh yeah.
Because
That's
he
right.
got a big old shiner.
Yeah.
Because they played their little prank, and the girls are like, "Yeah, how about I beat the shit out of you? How about that one?"
Yeah.
Gets a shiner, and then they're looking for an ice pack, and the best they could do is raw, unwrapped hot dogs.
She raw dogged it.
Yeah.
I kill me.
That was all
Hey,
right.
Willie.
Hey Willie. So
That was all right.
they find the pizza man dead.
That was a good joke.
Thanks.
That was
man.
that was
Thanks.
good.
That's pretty good.
So they find the pizza man dead, and they can't call the cops. But they're on the line to call the cops, and that's when we see Russ cut the line.
Snippity snip.
He does like a little snip.
Little snip of the tip.
Then Neil makes a plan so that him and Jeff could like run in different directions. So the killer,
Right before they look like they're gonna start kissing, though.
they do have a moment where they're like
getting
you
ready
think
to,
like
Jeff,
they get really intimate.
Why
It's
don't you
weird.
kiss Neil?
Yeah. Kiss Neil.
I want you to go in the next room. I want you to talk to Kim and ask her if you can borrow her nightgown. And I want you to put it on, Jeff.
Put it on nice and slow. But yeah, no, we see where one is gonna run one way.
Yeah.
Out the front door, and the other one's gonna run out the back door.
Yep, because one's going to go to Mr. Content,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the other one's going to go to Valerie's house.
To Valerie's house, yeah. So Jeff runs into the garage, and that's when he comes across the driller killer.
Lights out.
Boom, yeah. The other guy, Neil, he runs to Valerie's, and he's banging on the door, and she can't hear him because she's like watching a horror movie.
Now, this is the scene that actually has some really cool filmmaking going on.
Yeah.
There's some really good editing in
yes,
this scene.
absolutely.
I love, like, there's, like, this really cool, like, low-angle shot of the driller killer bringing the drill down, and when he brings it down on him, you hear, like, screams from the movie, and
Yeah.
it's cutting in on Val, and it's very, like, disorienting and actually borderline artful.
Yeah, there's like cool match cuts too, because like the angle they're shooting the killer, it will cut to Val like the same angle watching the TV.
Yeah, it's like literally one of the few times in this movie where I was like, that's actually really
That's
good.
good
It's really,
editing, good filmmaking.
It's mainly the editing that
Yeah.
I'm impressed by, but I do like. It's probably my favorite I will say, shot in the movie, because there's not a lot of them that aren't just like gratuitous or gross or make you want to take a shower. But him like bringing the drill down, that low angle is really, really cool.
It's really
I
cool.
mean, that could act as a poster for this movie. It's
100%.
great.
Yeah. And we see where they're wrestling on the lawn, and I love the timing too, because he's like banging on the door, and she finally gets up to answer the door, and when she
think
looks
it was
out,
weird
like,
when he yelled Wilma.
Wilma.
Remember that?
Yeah,
He liked the Flintstones.
I did. Yeah.
I'm not proud of that one. That was like a 1% joke.
No,
I'm sorry.
I liked it.
Sorry.
So,
It sure was, Fred.
and we see
Back
where
to talking about the film, Barney.
then we see where Neil, he's wrestling on the ground, and he gets stabbed to death by his like his own knife. Yeah. And then we get this really funny scene where the killer is stuffing all the dead bodies into the trunk.
Like Tetris style.
Yeah. and he's like, 1, 2, 3, 4. Damn it, one's missing, right? Like, I'm like, you couldn't just like do a quicker count. Like, he's literally counting like 1, 2,
Cut him
3,
a break, dude. He's
4.
having
I don't know.
fun.
It was just like, it was really funny how it like played out.
Well, his
and that's
eyes
what
were
goes
very-
into like the parody part of it. I feel like a lot of the killer stuff is like the parody stuff that
I think
made
that's
it.
what they kept in. You know?
Yeah, and because it comes off like very like, okay, I'm gonna put all my bodies in here, and then he's like looking, he's like, oh, one's missing.
So like,
Yeah.
so like that is probably the original script,
Right.
and then the producer tossing in the porn mag with Stallone on it. The girls like Sly.
Yeah, and that's his. But we see where Jeff is the one that's missing, and he's crawling slowly to the house, like losing a lot of blood. And he finally makes it to the door, and we see where inside, though, right? Jackie's eating pizza over the corpse of the dead pizza guy.
You know what? I give her respect for that.
And going as far as laying the pizza box, like places it right on top of his body. And she's like, at least the pizza's still good.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
right. $6 pizza. Take it. Fucking
Right.
enjoy it.
Fucking
Life goes on,
enjoy it,
baby.
man. So
Yeah, it's not a. You know what? I'm just saying. I think in that situation I'd be horrified. I'd be sick. But I'm not gonna throw away good pizza.
yeah, no, I don't blame you. But yeah,
You're judging me.
then they hear scratching on the door from Jeff, and then they actually hear Jeff get murdered, right? Like drilled right by the door. And that's when the gym teacher at one point, she like called Valerie, and she's like, hey, could you go check on the girls next door? Because I was on the phone with them, and at one point I heard screaming, they hung up. And then she's like, actually, you know what? Because Valerie's like, yeah, sure. And then she's like, actually, I don't really want to go. I don't feel comfortable going. And then the teacher's like, okay, yeah, you know what? I'll just drive over myself, and I'll go check on them, right?
I'll invite myself in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Courtney was going to do that. She's like, well, I'll go over. I'm like, no, you're not going over. Like, you don't ever have any fun.
But we see where Valerie does go and check on the other girls, right?
Which I'm excited about because up until this point, if she is the protagonist, she's
Yeah.
awfully passive.
she really is. Yeah.
She's boring as fuck because she doesn't do anything.
That is not true.
What did she do?
Plays such nice basketball.
yeah,
Oh,
she
that's
plays
true.
such nice
I take it back. Val, you okay?
Yeah. So
Put
at
her
one point,
in above the rim.
yeah. So at one point, she's knocking on the door, and Jackie hears it, and Jackie's like, you know what? I'm gonna run down and answer it, right? So Jackie runs down, and when she opens the door, the driller killer ends up slashing her throat.
That's it.
Yeah.
So there's a really nice lesson that I took away from this movie. The lesson is never help anyone. In fact, if you can, abandon your friends when they need help.
Yeah.
And
That's true.
remember,
She showed compassion. She's the only person in this movie that showed any emotion. She showed both hunger and sympathy, and then she paid for it.
Yeah.
and
With her
more-
life.
And more importantly, if your pizza delivery person dies, It's on the house.
That'd be funny if like there was like a Marvel like mid-credit scene where like it shows like the surviving girls all just crying around all their dead friends, and then like Domino shows up like, we're still gonna need you to.
We're gonna need that $6.
It's just
Yeah.
and that's not coming out of my pocket. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Do you need to take your worker with you? No. That's not my problem.
No. We actually are just gonna take that shirt, the work shirt, off him and give it to the other guy, because that's what corporate America's like.
That's when Sly Stallone walks in. Don't worry, I got it.
I'm gonna be in the Avengers.
Pizza's
Sly
on
will
me,
return
girls.
for the Avengers.
Oh my god.
I'll
That'd be
pay,
awesome.
I'll pay for the pizza. Though.
I got it. I got $6.
So Val finds her sister, and she tells Courtney, she's like, I have a really bad feeling, and maybe we should go back over and check on the party after all, right? And as we see Kim and Trish, at one point, Trish is like, maybe Valerie's in on it, right? Maybe she's with that guy that's killing everybody. And that's when we see like the killer slips in to the window, like he creeps in, and this is a great scene too, because they're like talking back.
It
and
is
forth,
good. I actually like this a lot.
and he like creeps in and he walks up like behind them, and he kills Kim like right away, and then Trish kind of just leaves her friend. She just like takes off, like she's not even like she's definitely like a flight person. And
at this point, by the way, while I was
Yeah.
watching this, you'd think I'd be really invested in what's going on, but since they didn't bother developing their characters, my eyes drifted over to Pumpkin. He was sitting on a pillow and there was a fan blowing on him, and he looked like he was having the best night of his life.
and as he was watching this,
Well,
did he watch
actually
the
no,
whole
he
movie?
gave up, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
After the cat scene, he's like,
yeah. He's like,
I'm
there's
good.
nothing else in this movie for me.
Yeah.
But no, it was funny. I looked over at him and he had his little head up in the air and he was just sort of taking in the breeze.
It's
So-
young Vince.
Oh, it's young Vince has entered the building. Well, he's not
like
gonna-
that, he was gone.
just like that. He's like a whisper in the wind.
So then we see where
He's
Val.
like the wind.
She's like the wind. So Val and Courtney go inside of Trish's house, right? And they're like walking around. They go into the kitchen.
They're eating the pizza next to the dead guy.
Yeah. At one point, they're in the kitchen, like hanging out, and Courtney's like, "I want to go in the fridge and see if they have beer, right?" And she opens the fridge, and we see like Kim is like stuffed into the
Which is
refrigerator. Yeah.
I thought that was really fun.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was a neat little bit.
Yeah.
Can I just have one beer? And so she goes to open the fridge, and then she closes it, right? And is about to walk away. And then she's like, no, you know what? I'm going to open it again. I think she opens the fridge at least 3 times, right?
Rule of threes.
Well, yeah, rule of threes. And so on the 3rd time she opens it, that's when she sees a very dead Kim fall out of the freezer or refrigerator, really.
And then she screams.
And she screams,
And
and,
then Val
they end
comes
up hiding.
in, and then she
Yeah.
screams. You ever find it weird that people scream at dead bodies? That body's not going to hurt you.
Yeah.
What are you screaming for?
Because the plot demands it, Rory.
I stand corrected.
So the coach arrives, and she gets into like a fight with the driller killer, but she ends up getting diced up, right? Like she kind of sacrifices her life for Trish, and then we see where Trish stabs the killer, and
I wish she gave her life saving Val. 'Cause she's
Yeah.
like, you play such nice
nice
basketball. And then she just dies.
Yeah, they should have came back to that line a couple times.
It should have been there.
It should have been there.
I'm just saying, man. It's all over there.
So Trish and the killer have this really funny exchange, because this is the first time we kind of actually hear Russ Thorne talking, right? Oh yeah. And I kind of like, he's like, "You're really pretty," and he's like, "And I love you."
I wrote you some poetry.
Yeah, and he's like, "It takes a lot of love to do what I do," and you're like, this is pretty cool, actually. I don't know. I thought that was just strange.
You know
It's
you
not-
want it.
Yeah, he's like, it takes a lot of love to do what I do. He's like, and I love you, and you're really pretty. Yeah. And it's just like, I don't
Sounds
know.
like a song
it's
like the
another.
Monkees would have wrote.
Yeah, it's like, it's another level of like creepy, right? Like I don't know, like it was good. I actually enjoyed it.
I would have agreed with you if the movie did anything with it.
I know, but
There's no backstory. There's nothing that plays into the whole. It takes a lot to you have
lot
to
of
love
love.
somebody a lot to.
I don't know.
to
I mean, I
murder
think
them.
your backstory was pretty intense. I think we can shoehorn that in there.
yeah,
That he has allergies.
Well, that and that he's a basketball player.
Oh,
and,
sure.
Got
that's
kicked
actually.
Yeah.
by a donkey.
I'm telling you, man, I could write a better movie.
So Val comes out.
no problem.
I got it. I got
I
this.
got in the bag.
So Val comes out with a machete, and she like lobs off the drill, right?
Oh
And-
wait, doesn't wait? I might be too far ahead. Let me know. Does Trish stab him?
Yeah, she.
Yeah,
I already said
because-
that. Yeah,
Okay.
she stabs him.
So I wanted her to say, "How do you like it?" And then Russ to go, "Not very much. I'll change."
I'm a changed man now. He just drops the
Oh
drill
my
and runs
God,
out of there.
This is what I'm doing to people.
But
That's why nobody came to my birthday party.
It all makes sense.
everything makes sense.
But the cutting the drill,
yeah.
is that kind of like a
A metaphor?
yeah, like emasculating them?
Yes,
You know,
100%.
because there is a scene in the garage. There's like a girl on the floor cowering, and they shoot the shot between the killer's legs, and the drill's hanging down.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's lost on no one. If
Right,
you have
right.
eyes, you know what they're saying.
yeah,
It's a little unnecessary, but then she
lobs it off.
she
And then she cuts off his hand.
Yeah.
right. Lobs that off too, and
that was my me time hand.
and then
drinking arm.
she like he falls in the pool, but then he hops out of the pool again, and he is about to jump on top.
I thought he was gonna look at the lens when he was coming up out of the
I'm
pool.
gonna clean it.
Yeah.
Like I learned something today. Like one of those type of things.
Yeah, and he didn't.
Because it's a really weird angle of him. It literally looks like he's about to start talking into the lens. But I don't know.
Yeah,
Go
he
ahead.
breaks the wall. But yeah, no, he pops out and then he jumps on top of Valerie, but she impales him with the machete, and we see that Courtney, Val, and Trish are left alive as he's bleeding out, and we hear like police sirens and ambulance sirens on the way.
So the
and
last
they end. Yeah.
last shot of them when they're all just standing around crying. That's actual footage of them having seen the rough cut of this movie.
Oh no.
Use it.
They're like, oh, here we're doing like a special screening tonight, guys, and they watched it. And they're like,
Outside, like, oh my God,
oh no,
How
I
do
have
you
friends
see
and
me?
family.
my dad's going to the screening.
I've been telling my friends and family I'm in a great horror movie,
With Sylvester Stallone.
and we got cleared for Sylvester Stallone.
expected more to you guys, you know.
He watched it. He's like, I'm all right. At that.
I guess I did pretty good.
Yeah, right. Yeah, pretty good.
I'm not too
I
bad.
actually
at this.
kind of, I wasn't in the sequel, but I kind of like that one,
Yeah. With that being said, that's where the movie ends.
Yeah, that's it. We're done.
Yes, that is Slumber Party Massacre.
That was Slumber Party Massacre, but that is not the end of the Slumber Party Massacre for Courtney because, yes, she is the protagonist in part 2.
And I think part 2 is definitely
That was the wild
That's the
one.
one.
That's
yeah.
a lot of fun.
Wild one.
I think that's a rare case where the sequel is just like it's just
It's like
I
a
don't know.
Glee episode in a way.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah.
You're not wrong.
It's like Twin Peaks, like the second episode. You know what I mean? It's just like really out there.
Sure.
Like the first one,
Whatever
like,
you say,
this could happen.
EJ.
No. Wait, I'm trying to use Twin Peaks.
All right, I got you.
trying to use
the first
digging.
one is kind of like, oh, this is based in reality, right? And
Oh,
it
yeah,
feels like that
absolutely,
way at first.
sure.
And then like the second movie is like, what is going on? This is like out there.
Yeah, that was kinda,
Acceptable.
You
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
I can't believe I
It was
compared
the second one. The second
I know,
one.
we're all just like,
I was gonna
Twin
say,
Peaks.
but
Sure,
that's a
EJ.
stretch, man. You sure you didn't pull a muscle?
I'm trying to make the references.
I just want to do it too.
No, but with that being said, what did you think about it, Tommy? The first movie.
I fucking hate this movie. Yeah? No, I did not like this movie at all. It was, for me, it was very, like, there were moments, like you said, some very nice cinematic moments, but overall, it's a dumb slasher flick from the 80s, very generic, very bland. Characters really didn't have a lot of character. It was obvious a porno director was hanging out at certain parts of the film. Yeah,
I did my job, whatevs.
I was telling EJ, I'm like, yeah, like, part 2 was the one for me, just because it did something more interesting. And I said it before, the driller killer in part 2 was a cool character that I kind of felt was wasted on that film, period. I think the driller killer in part 2 just should have had his own movie, period, as with him as like the protagonist.
Yeah. I mean, let's buzz, right? That
Love the
whole
one
scene.
you're with, man. You know?
Love the one
But
you're
yeah,
with.
yeah, not even a Sly Stallone cameo could save this flick for me. This is a hard pass.
Yeah. Rory, how about you?
This is one of those movies when I check in with 14-year-old me. And this is a movie that I would have loved when I was a kid. One of those, like, you're at the video store on a Friday night.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, you haven't seen this one, so you take it home, and it's not a Halloween, it's not a Nightmare on Elm Street type of thing, but it's just sort of passable, and there's some fun kills in it. You shut your brain off, and you'll probably have a pretty good time with it. I do think that it's better to see it though when you're like a teenager, because like I love.
No, that was the target audience.
Yeah.
I believe.
No, honestly, like when I was a kid, I used to scour video stores for like shit like this that I hadn't seen, and like yeah, you watch it now through like adult eyes, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah.
But you know, teenage me loved horror films, and just like use good sir. It's use. Yeah, so I think if you're like a horror buff, you know, it's worth watching.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's worth a watch.
A
watch.
watch.
Singular.
Yeah.
How about you, Dick?
I would say this movie it has its charming qualities.
Yeah.
Right? Like there are things about it that are pretty cool, like pretty awesome. Like the
kills.
score
Great
is
score.
amazing. I think the score kind of it is crazy because
Yeah,
it
I
does
can
feel
give-
wasted on this movie.
Yes,
a
it
little
does.
bit.
Props to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a theme in this franchise. It's like
Right.
things that would have been better in other films.
Yeah. And then I liked the driller killer stuff. Like I felt like anytime he's on screen, it was either funny or just I don't know. It just played out really well.
Yeah.
Right. It definitely had like weird stuff.
Sure.
In it that maybe it definitely doesn't translate to today, but at certain points, I think it does have its charming qualities, and it's enough that I would recommend this as like something to watch.
This is for like the core horror movie audience that
Yeah.
just like love horror.
Yes,
Like,
I feel
And
like,
I mean, you really gotta love horror.
yeah.
yeah, I think like it just has like some charm to it.
Yeah.
But it's not like
It's
something
one of those
you would
things you could
revisit
like,
a lot, but you can definitely, if you watch it once, you'll have fun.
I don't
think.
mean for this to sound reductive, but it is
Yeah.
what it is.
It is what it is, and it does have
you're right.
charming qualities. I feel like the beginning, like with the paperboy and the music, it felt like Creepshow, and I was like, oh, this is like I like that. I don't know. You know what I mean?
You were expecting Creep Show and you got Peep Show.
Yeah. 100%. But yeah, I would say that would be my final thoughts on it. I would recommend it, but I don't think it's for everyone.
No, it's not like you want to like, okay, you're a horror fan and you start dating somebody who hates horror movies.
Yes.
You're not going to get them with this one.
Right. Like, hey, we should watch this, and then you're going to love horror movies?
Yeah.
No, this
Your
is,
relationship
yeah.
might be ending.
Might
you
get
go
a,
down this road.
Might get a call from the
Why did you watch?
FBI.
Yeah.
What do you see in this?
What? Where the second one is fully charming and
It
100%
is.
like a recommendation.
Yeah.
This is definitely for certain people that I would recommend it, but I wouldn't say
It's
for
for
everyone.
our people.
It's not for everyone. It's rated. not E for everyone.
It is rated N for nobody.
For no one. All right, let's get into our emojis.
Let's hear those bomb-ass emojis.
Tommy, do you want to start us off first?
Gonna go with pizza, eggplant, banana, hot dog.
Hell yeah.
Shit,
Two
yeah.
hot dogs.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the hot dogs. Yeah. You, sir?
This is gonna be a real easy one for me. I got 2 cat emojis.
Yeah.
Because there's some cats
Oh,
in
yeah.
this.
Let them know.
I got a snail emoji.
That's right.
Because there's a snail in this.
That's right.
And
Different.
we got a drill, I guess.
That's right.
There might be one.
There might be
Yeah.
one in there. If not, well, I'm sure we can cipher something.
We'll make one up.
Make one up.
Hey, make one up, America. And finally, pizza.
Oh, good.
I didn't try it all.
No. I like it. I think it's good. I have a pizza as well.
Okay.
It's really funny because pizza, all 3 of us picked that.
Oh, shit.
It had such
Very
an impact
central
on the
theme.
film.
It was a very impactful scene because
Yeah.
Jackie's line was
Exactly.
one of the things I did enjoy. Life goes on. When I'm feeling bad, eating makes me feel good. And right now, I'm feeling really bad.
Yeah. That's a good line. I don't know.
There you go, man.
And then she
But
had that cheap pizza, and she's like, I'm feeling better already.
Yeah. Feeling better already.
What are you going to do?
And then I have a basketball.
right.
And a girl playing basketball
Oh,
because
such nice basketball.
that's for Valerie. Yeah. Who plays
She
such
plays
nice
such
she plays such nice basketball.
Yeah.
I want to say that to someone.
Me too.
I just want
I want to be like an NBA player.
I just want like someone at work to have like a basketball game on or something. And I'm like,
Dude,
wow.
we'll go to Clark Summit or
Like,
something.
yeah,
you
I'll be
know?
like,
Yeah.
that Chris Paul, he plays such nice basketball.
no, we gotta
we
go-
could do it here at Three Jacks. When you're working and there's a basketball game on, you should just say that to
I'm gonna
everybody.
100%. I'm gonna start saying that. I also think that we should try to make our way to like an NBA game.
Yeah.
It's like, hey,
We'll
buddy.
do a Marv Albert impression and be
Buddy.
like, yeah, this is such nice basketball from Michael Jordan.
Hey, buddy.
Remember
you
when
play-
he used to play?
Hey, buddy, you play such nice basketball. What do you say?
What do you say
The
to
fuck
me?
does that mean?
The
What did you
nicest.
just say to me?
Such nice?
Such nice basketball.
Thanks, I guess.
I'm going to go home and I'm going to mod a copy of NBA Jam. And that's going to be one of the voices. Such nice basketball.
Booyah! Such nice basketball.
Boom, shaka waka.
So let's get into our plugs. Tommy, do you have any upcoming projects that you would like to plug?
Well, around the end of July, if you're in the local area here, the Diva Theater at the Old Brick, in cooperation with Intrepidus Theater, will be putting on a performance of the Laramie Project.
Yeah.
That'll be something that we'll be a part of. It'll be a nice ensemble. It's a very poignant, very powerful piece. So you definitely come out and see that. That's what I got going on. Other than that, that's all I got to plug for you. So if you just want to go ahead and get some plug on, you do your thing.
All right, sir. Rory?
Raven View Productions. I'd like to do a little bit of a plug for because it's a film production company that's got some fun shit coming on up, and also it is the production company that brings this lovely podcast to you every Wednesday. We don't miss Wednesdays, guys. We miss birthdays for our sons, but we don't miss the podcast releases. Fourth Cut Review, you know him. It's Tris Conforti. He's putting shit out there.
Trish Conforti, cool.
Tris.
Oh,
Tris Conforti making some content. He's Mr. Content.
Hey!
We got Gravy Diggers Pot Pies. The pot pie that equals die. I don't know what that means, but we'll think about it later. Swartz Dreamboat. You can listen to anything that guy does, and it will result in a laughing fit that may or may not kill you faster than a gravy digger pot pie. Real Chronicles, friend of the show, Dave Gonzalez's podcast you could listen to. It's awesome. You could find Dave at the Cinematic Reel, and you could read all of his awesome reviews that he does on the RottenTomatoes.com. Last one. Kitties of an EPA Pet Rescue I wanted to bring up because when I was watching that fucking movie about the penguin and his lessons that he bestowed, there's a shot in there of a bunch of penguins in cages at a zoo, and it made me sick to my stomach because I know there's like cats and dogs, mainly cats, that don't have homes and are just sort of stuffed into these cages, and they need you. So you should go and reach out to Kitties of an EPA Pet Rescue, and you should adopt a cat. My sister Caitlin just did. A cat arrived at the house today, and the cat looks happy because it actually has a home, and people are going to love it, and you could do that too. So Kitties of an EPA Pet Rescue, please look them up. And if you don't have room in your house for a cat, then you can, at the very least, you can look them up and donate some blankets, some money, whatever you got to do to help those cats. And if you don't have a lot of room in your house, just remember, kids don't have to stay in the house forever. You can get rid of them early on, put them out in the yard. Kids love to play outside. A doghouse. Build your kids a doghouse. Fill the kids' room up with cats. Cats don't talk back. Kids don't need homes. Moving on to EJ Leeson.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, man. That was a great plug. Good
I don't know
job.
where I was going with that. It was like driving drunk.
No, I love it.
It was my mouth talking.
So I just have some music to plug, and a couple other things. So first off, New Metal Messiah, Jon Snow.
Metal Messiah, Jon Snow.
And you could go to etc.com, check out all their upcoming shows. In April, they're playing at the V-Spot with Variant Season. Another plug I would like to put out there.
Hell yeah.
Where this show, we got Will Perna, and he's going to just fuck it up, man. He's going to rock it. And
Melt your face.
so if you want to see two amazing bands, go to the V-Spot and just keep your eyes out. Go to etc.com. And you'll get all the info there.
Shit.
You have to see Jon Snow live. That's all I have to say.
Yeah?
Before you die, see Jon Snow live.
Before you take your gravy digger pot pie,
Yeah,
see Jon Snow live.
exactly. Next, of course, Adam Farley. Check out his music. You could go to the mdgcrew.com. You could see his upcoming shows. And he has a bunch of great music on Spotify and iTunes. Same with Chris Alou, Songs from the Hallway, his EP. You could check that out on Spotify and iTunes. And last but not least, check out frequelspodcast.com. There you will find all upcoming info about episodes. We have merch there if you want to buy some stuff.
Friend of the show, Mike Vinci, just purchased like a hoodie and a t-shirt and a coffee cup, and he brought them into the bar the other day, and I thought it looked fucking rad. So
Yeah.
if you want to look rad like Mike Vinci, you won't be as rad as Mike Vinci, but you'll come damn close.
Pretty close, yeah, pretty close. And also, I think it's safe to announce now, because this is April, we have Frequels Trivia that's coming up April 28th. We're going to have like some really cool prizes and cool surprises.
All horror trivia.
It's all horror trivia hosted by me and Rory. And yeah, it's going to be awesome. And make sure to come check it out. And then...
And you can air some grievances if you'd like.
Yes, yeah. You could air some grievances with us live as it's going on.
Really just disrupt the whole thing.
And then that's a precursor to an event that we're going to do May 7th, which is Frequels. It's a live show. And that is going to be us talking about two movies. It's going to have two movies, a little bit of trivia in between, and it's a costume kind of party theme. So, yeah, if you want to
It's going to be a live podcast, guys. The way you listen to the show right now, it's going to be live. So you're going to hear us make jokes, and you're going to hear dead silence.
Yeah. Crickets. No one cares. No, but it's going to be really, really cool. And that is going to be May 7th. And we're going to do two really cool movies that you'll find out about soon enough.
Yeah.
And And we're also for that event. And are we doing it for the trivia too, where we're gonna have special drinks, or is that just for the event?
Oh yeah, there's gonna be the frequencher.
Yes. So
It's currently being designed.
it's currently being created
Yes,
in a lab.
In a lab.
We're just waiting for the lightning
Yeah.
to strike. And then we also have another surprise food thing that you'll get to taste as well, which is
Go ahead, Eej.
No,
I
go
know,
ahead.
dude. You're like shaking. You want to say it so bad.
gravy diggers. We're gonna have gravy digger fries, and you'll be able to have your bit of gravy diggers. And the cool thing is that gravy diggers, they have a body count.
They do. Join the count.
Join the count now. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for tuning in every week and hanging out with us. Thanks to our guest, Tomeo, for coming in again. I can't wait to have you back. We already talked about what movie we're going to do, and we can't wait to have you back on. And also, last but not least, thank you for listening to
Prequels.
Play basketball.
You play such nice basketball.
Nice basketball. And I bet all you listeners play such nice basketball.